Guys, have you ever wondered what making a bag out of making a tote bag actually out of gele pang, this gele that all these women used to tie to go for parties? Have you ever wondered how it will actually look like when you use it to make use it to make a tote bags? Well, a client reached out to me that she had this gele much in her home, and she actually doesn't go anywhere that much, and she doesn't want to dispose it. If I could actually make something out of it, and I was like, why not, let's try making a bag out of it? And she was like, okay. She would want this trendy maxi tote bag. After I showed her some pictures and some videos, she actually opted for this particular design. So she wanted it to be quilted, full lining, and it should have a foam as well. So I'm just going to be showing you guys how I'm going to go about it, and this is actually the final result. It's not that bad. To me, it's not that bad, honestly. I actually rate it like let's say 9 out of 10 because it came out beautiful. So I'm going to be showing you guys the steps I actually took to achieve this. So if this is something you like to see, please stay tuned to the channel, and let's go straight into the tutorial of the day. So guys, first things first is to get all your panels cut out. So these are all my panels that I'm showing you guys with the camera. We have the two bodies, the lining for the two bodies, the pieces for the paws, the handle, and the pieces for the zipper as well. So I'll be going through the measurement for you guys to see. So this is actually the main body, and it measures 14 inches by 18 inches. It's actually a man's tote bag. She wants something to be very, very big because she just wants a big bag, so it's actually 14 inches by 18 inches, and we have two. I've went ahead and quoted it off camera in case you don't know how to go about this kind of quote. It's a trendy LV quote, and I made a dedicated tutorial because it is a highly requested tutorial. So now for the angle, it was actually 2 by 2 inches, and I cut down out to half of camera. And this is the zipper panel. It's 10 inches by 1.5 inches, so we are going to be cutting out 4. The reason we're cutting out 4 is because our gele used to unravel, so we need to sew it like this, then we'll turn it inside out before we fix our zipper to it. So this is the panel for the lining. So the same pieces, the same size as the body of the bag, while this is the handle, and it measures, actually you can use 3 inches, you could use 4 inches, but I'm using 3 inches here by 28 inches because we are going to be folding it this way, then we'll fold it this other way, then we will now fold it over again because it is a gele, it is not leather, and it unravels. So in order for it not to unravel, we need to do it like this so that it will not unravel. So you sew it on both sides so that it will be strong and it will also be neat. So this is what it looks like as well when you sew the zipper panel. So you go ahead and turn it inside out like this so that you have neat edges on both end and one side. If you notice one side is open, yes, that is the side that you're going to be fixing to the top part of the bag. So you don't need to sew that part, okay? You don't need to sew that part. There's something else that is going to be covering that part later on, so I'm going to be showing you that when we get to the part of the video. So now when you are done, you go ahead and make a stopper to one end of your zipper. The measurement of my zipper is actually 18 inches. Then you go ahead and sew your zipper to the sides, to this size that are close side um of the belt. So after you're done sewing, this is what it looks like. So the next thing you're going to proceed to do is actually fixing your handle on the body of the bag. So I'm using 6 inches from one end and 2.5 inches from the top. Okay, so make sure you fold your strap inward like this, then you're going to go and top stitch it. The reason is because it is actually not a leather, it is a material, and it will unravel if we don't do that. So after you're done sewing, this is what it looks like. This is how the four sides will look like. Now the next thing you're going to go ahead and do now is to put your fabric right side facing each other. Then we'll now go and sew the edges like this, okay? But before you sew the edges, there's a design I want it to have at the bottom. So I'll sew the bottom first, then I'll top stitch it, okay? I'll top stitch it 2 ways. This is because I want I want it to have a special design at the bottom. So this is the design I want it to have at the bottom. So I top stitch it first before I went ahead to sew the 2 sides. Then I'll also sew the bottom. So what you do for this one is the same thing you're going to go ahead and do on the lining piece. Now when you're done with that, you go ahead and turn your bag inside out. Make sure you arrange it. Make sure all parts are stitched. In case there's any place that is not stitched, go ahead and stitch it again. Any place that is rumpled, make sure you're just fixing it, because now we want to fix our lining. And in case there's any error at this point, after you fix your lining, you have to actually like lose the bag all over again, and you don't want that. So you need to check it very well to make sure that everything is in place. So after you're done with that, next you're going to go ahead and do is to just put your lining inside the bag. So wrong side of the lining facing the wrong side of the bag. Then you go ahead and give it a round stitch like this. So this is what it looks like when you are done stitching. So you arrange it nicely, and you also notch the middle of both the zipper part and then the main panel of the bag, because the zipper is not all the way, so you need to do it like this so that you actually sew it as center as possible. So when you are done with that, the next thing you're going to go ahead and do now is to get a fabric that is 1.5 inches in width, not 1 inches this time around, because you are going to be folding it in. You see that I'm drawing it back, so you cannot do like this. No, it is actually wrong, it will unravel. So what you do is you put the fabric right side facing the right side, then you top stitch it round before you now fold it over, then fold the edge again, then you now fold it on top like this. So this way is like you're folding it like I think 3 times before you now actually sew it round, okay, because you don't want it to unravel. So now this is the pieces for the purse, and it measures 10 inches by 10 inches. I don't know why I just went ahead and cut this purse 10 inches by 10 inches, but anyways, it's 10 inches by 10 inches, and we have the lining as well. You go ahead and sew the bottom, okay? Now this is the bag. So this is what I actually meant when I meant you're going to sew it, then sew it again, so that it will be this neat. Now this is also the strap of the handle of the purse, and then we went ahead and sewed the bottom of both the lining and the main compartment of the purse. Now you're just going to go ahead and put your zipper and also put your foam, then you sew it from one end to the other end. You actually don't need to do a stopper for this one. Do the same thing on this other one, then you go ahead and top stitch it. So when you top stitch it, this is what it actually looks like. Now the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is to just put your runner, and you will actually arrive at this. It's actually a very, very simple purse, and if you're conversant with my channel, you know that this is not the first time I'm actually posting something like this. So for the strap, I did not measure it. I just cut out something very long, and this was 1 inch in width, and I just folded it to actually get this design. The same way we folded the handle of the actual main bag, that's the same way we folded the handle for the purse. So you go ahead and sew the side. Please make sure you pipe the side and the bottom so that you have neat, clean work. But me, I decided not to. But if you want your work to be clean, and if your client is actually paying a very good money, you could actually use a piping belt to actually pipe it so that it will not be rough on the inside, and so that the foams will not be poking out. So when you're done, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Our purse, our small tiny purse, it's actually ready. So it's big enough to carry your purse, your phone, I mean, and other essential, really. Now the next thing we're going to go ahead and do now is to add finishing touches to our main bag. From the bag we're actually recreating, it actually have some eyelets, some back stand, and a fancy zip. So I'm using a fancy zip, and I'm going to be using 4 back stones, and I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eyelets, 2 for each side of the handle. So in case you don't know what an eyelet is, some people call it mata de miji, some people call it tokotaya. It's just rivets. It's just one big, one small. So I went ahead and put everything off camera. There's no actual measurement for this. You could just do it freestyle. Anyhow, you say the thing sweet you, do it like that. So I went ahead and put my zipper head, and I put a metallic stopper for this bag, not like our usual stopper on the channel. So when I was done, this is actually the final look of the bag, guys. The bag came out nice, and the client was very, very happy. So what do you think about this bag? Will you advise your client to bring something like this, or if you have a gele at home, will you actually do something like this with your bag? This is just me dancing dancing to the rhythm of how beautiful the bag came out. So thank you guys for watching. If you are just tuning into the channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome to this amazing channel. On this channel I teach bag making tutorial. So if you're a fashion lover just like me, or you are a bag maker, then this channel is for you. Click on the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that I get notified whenever I post new tutorials, because on this channel I have many more amazing tutorials to show you guys, and I have many more amazing tutorials on the channel already that I'm sure you'd want to learn 1 or 2 from. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It actually means a lot to me. It actually tells YouTube we are doing something great in this channel. Having said that, see you guys in my next tutorial.